stars. Welcome back to another insightful episode of Spark Igniting Minds, where we bring inspiring leaders, visionaries, and change makers to share their wisdom with us. Sumaa Tekur is a seasoned journalist, solo traveler, and best-selling author known for her introspective and adventurous spirit. With a career spanning over 2 decades, she has worked with renowned publications such as the Times of India and Deccan Herald, bringing compelling stories to life through her keen journalistic eye. Sumaa's love for travel has taken her across the globe, from the vast shores of Lake Baikal to the bustling streets of Napoli, allowing her to gather rich experiences and profound insights. Greetings to you, Sumaa, and hearty welcome to our platform, Spark Igniting Minds. And it is a great pleasure to have you here, a woman who has traveled all over the world like nobody else after Columbus. And you have been also described as a spiritual traveler too. So I'm glad to have you here. And my first question to you is, Sumaa, what inspired you to start your journey as a solo traveler?
First of all, Sahana, thank you so much for having me here. It's a pleasure to be here and to be on your channel. Yes, I'm a spiritual traveler in the sense that I explore my inner spirituality during my travels, but I'm still a seeker. So. Yeah. Yes, so it's an exploration. Continued exploration. About my beginnings as a solo traveler, it just happened by chance. I did not certainly plan to be a solo traveler. I did not intend to, see so many countries in so many years, or take, a list of countries that I want to see, that I have to see. The journey of solo travel started by chance when I went to London on a fellowship, and I was there for a year, so I was very curious to explore the rest of Western Europe, and the circumstances were such during that time that I did not find company to go with me when I was free. Okay. So, and I didn't want to stay back because I did not have company, so I made the plan to go on my own. And I realized that I actually enjoyed it, because when you're on your own, you actually see the world with different eyes, and you see a lot more, your guard is down. I began to enjoy that process, so I continued exploring the world solo.
Oh, that's wonderful, because certain moments of your life, maybe you going as to pursue your scholarship in London, yeah, that must have been the moment to ignite your solo travel also, I think.
Absolutely. Yes. Like I said, it happened by chance. It was not something that was planned, and I just seized the opportunity, and I continued with that.
Can you share a moment from your travels that significantly changed your perspective of life?
There are so many, because I feel that every time we step out of our comfort zone, and every time we go out into the world and travel, there is something new that the world is offering to us.
Okay.
And if we are open enough to see it in new eyes, see it in new light, there is always a learning from that. From my beginnings as a solo traveler, when I was much younger, I was in my mid-20s, to now almost 20 years later, my style as a solo traveler has changed.
Okay.
So, while maybe as a novice traveler, my intention was to see places, and to see museums, see the most important historical places, cultural places. That has changed slightly now. Okay. So even though now I visit places of historical and cultural importance, I also like to immerse in the local culture a lot more.
Okay.
So I like to interact with local people, I like to go to places where locals hang out.
Okay.
So that shift has happened, and I can't attribute it to any one specific thing. It is a whole journey that has over decades it
It has transformed you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
So travel in a way has transformed your
Yes,
life.
yes.
You started seeing you wanted to see certain very important places of tourist interest in the beginning,
Yes.
and later on it was like you wanted to really go into and understand the life of the people. That's very interesting, Suma. Like, what challenges have you faced as a solo traveler, and how did you even overcome them?
Yeah, this is a great question. So, it is not common for us to see women traveling alone out and about in the world.
Yes.
So, for me, I would say within India at least, the biggest challenge has been the questions that people ask you.
Okay.
Oh, why are you traveling alone?
Mm.
Where is your family? Where are your friends?
Mm.
Why they just don't understand why a woman would want to travel solo.
Yeah.
What is the need? And they find it really strange because it's always been uncommon.
Okay.
But having said that, I mean, it's not as though women through history have never stepped out alone. They have.
Yeah.
There have been very many good solo female travelers throughout history, but it still remains quite uncommon even in 2024.
Yes.
So for me, the biggest challenge is the questions that people ask and their curiosity about my personal life. Oh, something must be really wrong in her life for her to want to travel alone.
Okay.
They don't see that a woman can actually want to explore the world on her own and get some me time, be by herself, and travel on her own. They see it as unusual.
Okay, so you have faced being a woman. Maybe people look at in a different eyes, So they have got a lot of curiosity, a lot of questions to ask you.
Yes.
But that makes you more resilient, I feel, and you want to explore more and more. Even though you have faced all these challenges, you still did not give up. That is one thing I really want to appreciate. And you have dual passions. One is journalism, and one is solo travel. So how do you balance your role both as a journalist and a solo traveler?
Yeah, that's a great question. See, I don't see the two as separate at all. I feel that my training in journalism, the curiosity, my training in approaching people, strangers, in public places where they don't know you, you don't know them. There's a certain skill where you just go and talk to a stranger and open up and get them to tell your story, right? So that is a skill that comes over years and years of practice, and I've had that very rigorous training in journalism. I think that fed my love for travel because as a solo traveler, even though I'm alone and I'm traveling solo, I'm never isolated. I'm always immersing in my environment. I'm always talking to people along the road. If I'm going on a bus ride, I'm always talking to the passengers next to me. I'm trying to make friends around me. If I'm at a cafe, I look for someone to talk to. Not that I seek out company all the time, but wherever there's an interesting story, I feel, or there's an interesting person, I don't hesitate to start a conversation.
Yeah.
And I feel that is an integral part of my being a journalist also, because I carry that innate curiosity within me everywhere I go. That translates to my writing, and that translates to how I interact with people. So there are two sides of the same coin, is what I would say.
That's wonderful, because journalism has always been something which has helped you out in your solo travel also. So people say many of them don't live, they just exist. So going as a solo traveler and interacting with people and knowing about the world, that is something your life has got a greater meaning to it. That's what I feel. So, and you said that you have been very curious to know about people and how this curiosity play in your travel experience and writing.
Because I'm so curious about other cultures, other people,
Mm.
I'm always looking for something new in a place.
Correct.
Not just what the travel books tell us,
Mm.
not just what is there,
Mm.
in a typical itinerary for a
Mm.
place.
Mm.
So I try to go beyond that.
Okay.
I try to always go to a local marketplace
Mm.
and I see how the locals live there,
Mm.
how they go about their life.
Mm.
I try to visit a local tea shop,
Mm.
for example, and I sit there, I overhear conversations, I listen to what they're talking about in their local life, how they go about their life. But the one thing I really enjoy doing is whenever I take a taxi ride or an auto rickshaw ride, I'm always chatting up the driver because they are also open to talking to passengers and they also have very good insight and local perspective, which can change how we see a place. So, whether it is Paris, or whether it is Rome, there are certain perspectives which a local can give us, which can be quite interesting. So, my curiosity always plays a role in seeing a place beyond what they want us to see.
For any person for that matter, curiosity keeps you alive, I can say.
Yeah.
And this curiosity of talking to localites, drivers, and people around must have been a very great experience for you because you understand a lot about their culture and how they live and all those things. And can you describe experience while riding the Cambodia bamboo tree?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite travel stories.
Yes.
So this is a small town called Battambang, which is in the western part of Cambodia, country. It's in the western part of the country. So it is a 6-hour ride from Siem Reap to Battambang, and I went there all the way just to experience the bamboo train ride.
How is it? It is all made up of
No,
bamboo?
nothing.
What it is?
No, I can describe it for you. So
Yes.
basically, the railway tracks
Huh.
had already been laid by the British
Mm.
that many years ago.
Mm.
The train service has stopped on that route.
Right.
So it is between Battambang and this village called Osrala, I think. So it is a distance of about 2 kilometers. So the railway track exists, but there are no train services there. So what the locals did is that they created an innovative toy train of their own. So what they do is they have two metal wheels which sit on the track. On top of that,
This
there's
is
a
a narrow gauge must be.
there's
Toy
no
train
gauge,
must be.
narrow gauge. But there's no train, nothing. Okay, so on the wheels, they put a bamboo slat, a bamboo sheet on top. They put two cushions on it, that's it. Behind that, they attach it to a wheel, a motor, your regular diesel motor, which you even use for boats and some such. So they attach that motor and nothing, you sit on the cushions on top of that sheet.
It's
And
just
they
open.
roll. It is completely open.
Simply a raft.
Just
A bamboo raft.
a raft, and you sit on it. Nothing to hold on to. Absolutely nothing. You just they start the engine and it rolls down the track at high speed, 40 kilometers per hour. So it's quite an exhilarating. It is a thrilling.
That must be a thrilling experience
Thrilling
to you.
speed
Yes.
related experience.
Yes.
And it is completely open, right? So you're actually going through lush greenery all around. You're going on a bridge. There's a stream running there. And there are lots of trees. It is beautiful. It's a beautiful 2-kilometer stretch. They take you to the next village. There are a few shops there. They give you 10 minutes to look at the shops and they bring you back.
This is about how many hours? 2 hours.
No.
Half an hour.
It takes about 10, 15
minutes.
one way. That's it.
Okay.
And then, because there's only one track, sometimes they're running multiple trains, bamboo trains. So the rule is that if there are 4 people sitting on one train and 2 on the other, the train with 2 people get off.
Okay.
They dismantle the train fully
Right.
so that the train with 4 people can continue going. And then they reassemble the train and you sit on it and you go.
Yeah.
This is discontinued, by the way. Now it does not run.
It doesn't run anymore.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's been about 5 years since they stopped.
Okay. So, how did your time in Napoli influence your food and culture?
Yeah. It was, that was my first experience of true pizza.
Pizza.
Because we here, we had a very American influenced idea of pizza.
Okay.
And the time when I went to Italy, we didn't even have Domino's pizza. We did not have any of the pizza brands that we have today. US pizza had just entered the Indian market, but it was not even close to what we get today. So my idea of pizza was not fully formed. That was my point of reference for pizza. When I went into Italy, and I had my first pizza there at a local restaurant.
I think that's the original.
Yes.
Italy is a place where pizza.
Yes. Naples. Naples is
Huh.
the place, and I went to Naples.
Okay. Just to have pizza.
Just to have pizza in the birthplace of pizza.
Okay.
So it was. It really tastes very different.
Okay.
Very different from anything that we've had here. I think the quality of the cheese itself is very different, and they say that the
So it's a
special
cheese
ingredient-
pizza you had.
It's a cheese pizza.
Uh.
They say the difference.
And what are the ingredients?
Same.
Same.
The dough is the
The
same.
dough is the same.
The tomato sauce on top of it. There is cheese on top of it. They say the special ingredient in that is the water from Naples.
Okay. So what made it so special? The water from Naples. Yeah.
But it tastes
is very
very
different. So what was the most breathtaking sight you encountered while traveling in Sapa Valley?
Yeah, Sapa Valley, yes. So Sapa Valley is in Vietnam. So from Hanoi, I took the overnight train to the foothills of the Sapa Mountains. So from there, it was going to be another 8-hour trek in the forest to reach a house, a homestay, which is run by a lady called Mao, M-A-O, who's very popular in that region because most of the trekkers in that area, they end up staying at her house because it's a very authentic experience.
Maybe
They are the
provide
local-
food and everything.
But they are local tribals.
Local
who live
tribes.
there. It is really in the back of beyond because there is no road access there. To come out of that place, you have to trek for 3 hours to get to the nearest road connected. But they had basic amenities. They had electricity, they had television, they had basic needs like a geyser and everything. And I asked them, how did you manage to bring all this? They said they would carry. Carry it on the back and trek for 3
So this is somewhere between mountains, or it is
Yes, it is
in the base.
No, it is on top of a
On
mountain.
top of a mountain.
It is deep in the forest, in the hills, on top of a mountain. It really was quite an experience trekking till there because that entire day, and I trekked with a group for this, that entire day we did not see any other sign of civilization. There were no other houses.
This is only one house,
Yeah.
a solo house
Deep-
which looked after the trekkers there.
Deep inside the
Deep
forest.
inside, yeah.
It was like that. And there, I think the most fascinating part is that for that entire 8 hours, we did not see other people. We did not see roads. We did not hear any
How many
other
of you
signs
were there
of
trekking? How many of you were there?
We were 8
8 of you.
and all different nationalities.
And what was the nature like the flora, the fauna, the nature?
Very much like our forests, our Western Ghats, but much lusher and much thicker. We saw lots of birds and a lot of blue jays, a lot of exotic birds, and they were unafraid to kind of fly near us.
Oh,
they didn't see us as a threat; they saw us as part of
nature. Because man is a part of nature.
Yeah. So
yes,
that was a good experience of true nature, untouched by humans.
Thank you, Sumaa, for sharing that wonderful experiences and insights of your travel. It was lovely to listen about your Bangalore train journey and also your pizza in Naples. And also the Sapa Valley experience was really enchanting, I can say. And this was, I'm very glad. I read your book, The Monks Who Laughed When the Bumblebee Stung Me. This is such a lovely book, Sumaa, I can say. I had read the first story of yours in Barcelona, where you really wanted to see an architecture, and then you landed up in a place where Pakistanis and Indians live together. It was a lovely, lovely experience, I can say. And thank you so much. Let's continue our second episode, Moments That Shape a Traveler's Journey.